if I want to speak to you,
Yeah.
I'm happy to make an appointment.
Sure, I want to ask you about ball and chain. What's wrong with your ball and chain? Why do you harass
You
them?
should go.
These are all homeless people.
This is Alexander News Show with Alexander Carlos. We go after the news.
Tell me what's up with this whole climate change thing. What is your opinion on the climate change?
What?
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who is in this room, standing behind me, who has believed in me, who has stayed up with me, who has held my hand during dark times. This has been a tough campaign, a tough fight. 11 candidates on the Republican side, 11 very good people who threw their names into a difficult race, who stood up and fought when really it was a lot easier to stay home and not do a darn thing and let someone else worry about it. So I really want to take a moment right now to just say to each one of those candidates, thank you, because I know how hard it was for me, so I know how hard it was for you. But now we need to unite as a party. This is a partisan race, and now the fight is not over. This is not the finish line. The finish line is down the road, and I ask each and every one of them, and I ask them humbly to join me as we move forward together. I know how hard it is. It's okay. Together we will get there. I also want to thank my husband, my son. Without them literally being able to order Uber Eats for dinner, I don't think they would have survived. Honestly, my family, my dad, my sisters, my brother, my sister-in-law, everyone who just stepped in and pitched in any way that they could. I'm just humbled. I'm sincerely humbled. I want to thank my team, every single one of my team, from the persons who started day one to the person who joined the team today, giving out cards at sites. Every single one of those team members were such a big part. They're people who just believed in me, who believed in what I stood for and what I was trying to relate to this community. I'd like to thank my mentors who brought me up, who helped bring me up through my professional career, and some of them are standing behind me today, including Juan Perez. In me and allowed me to blossom. They encouraged me, they pushed me when things were tough, and it's because of their challenging me that allowed me to fight this fight today. And I promise this community that I am ready to fight for the next month and a half, 2 months, whatever it is, till the regular general election.
Yeah.
I want to take another moment to thank President Trump for acknowledging me. It was a humbling experience in my professional career, and obviously a humbling experience in my political career. For someone who had never thrown herself into political arena, he brought attention to a race that is extremely important because Miami-Dade County matters. It matters to us as a community. It matters to the state. We are the biggest county in the state, and we have a very loud voice. And we matter to this country because we should and will continue to set the example. Law and order, safety in our community is of the utmost importance to me. And I promise and I'm committed to bringing that to every single citizen, regardless of party, in this county. I am someone who has dedicated her entire life to being a law enforcement officer. It's all I knew. And when I perceived an opportunity to help my community transition into this incredibly strong professional sheriff's office, I decided to step into the challenge. I thank every citizen who went out and voted today, who went out and voted for whatever candidate you voted, okay? Because you used and exercised your vote, and I'm thankful for that. But I'm going to challenge this community. We have a bigger election coming up in November, and I want to see more people exercising their vote. Get out there. Think about what you want to do. Decide who you want to stand behind. And I hope that I will prove to you in the next month and a half that I am the right person for law and order in this county. As a professional law enforcement officer, a cop for 28 years. Nadie me dijo que iba a tener que traducir todo eso. No importa.
Miami style.
Le quiero dar gracias primeramente a mi esposo y a mi hijo, que sin ellos no pudiera hacer esta campaña, lo que me he dedicado por los últimos 10 meses de nuestra vida. Han sido de verdad profundamente todo para mí, para poder levantarme todos los días a hacer esto. Le quiero dar las gracias a los hombres que me apoyaron a mí en mi carrera profesionalmente, incluyendo a Juan Pérez, que fue el director de la policía de Miami-Dade, y a congresista Carlos Jiménez.
¡Bravo!
Son hombres que vieron en mí algo y me empujaron. Y por eso, por esa experiencia, yo tuve ahora las fuerzas para lanzarme en lo que es esta campaña. Le quiero dar las gracias a los otros candidatos. Esto no fue una contienda fácil. Ha sido un tiempo difícil para todos. La experiencia que todos pasamos no es algo que fue nuevo para todos. Le quiero decir a cada uno de mis republicanos gracias. Gracias por sus esfuerzos, por tirarte en esta contienda, a pesar que fuera mucho más fácil quedarse en la casa. Ahora tenemos que unirnos como un partido republicano, porque esto no es el fin. El fin llegará en noviembre. Así que le pido ahora que ahora nos unimos como un partido bajo los valores que tenemos en común. Le quiero dar las gracias a esta comunidad. La comunidad que hoy salió a votar porque entiende la importancia de la democracia. Le doy gracias al final del día porque yo represento a esta comunidad como oficial por 28 años. Para mí, yo entiendo lo que es hacer esa profesión. Y ahora, tirándome por delante como candidata, yo voy a ser la candidata y le voy a enseñar en los próximos 2 meses que va a asegurar la seguridad de esta comunidad. Le quiero dar las gracias a mi equipo que trabajó desde un principio tanto para esta ideal, una idea que juntos creamos en él. Juntos creemos en él. Hasta el equipo que comenzó conmigo hace 10 meses, hasta el equipo que comenzó hoy día trabajando en las estaciones dando mi información. Les quiero dar las gracias a todos que me apoyaron, especialmente a nuestro presidente Trump, que me apoyó en esta candidatura. ¿Por qué? Porque me dio a mí humildemente la luz para enseñarle a esta comunidad que es un momento importante para el condado de Miami-Dade. Somos un condado importante localmente, somos un condado importante para el estado, somos importantes porque debemos de ser el ejemplo para la nación y lo vamos a hacer. Bueno, me siento honrada, me siento orgullosa y me siento con responsabilidad, porque llegar aquí no es fácil. Hay que trabajar fuertemente y lo he hecho. Nada se me ha dado, lo he ganado todo y seguiré trabajando, pero lo haré para toda esta comunidad, no para un partido para el otro, lo haré para toda esta comunidad.
¿Cuál es el mensaje para las personas que incluso no votaron por ti? ¿Cuál es tu mensaje en tu campaña?
Sí. Es importante entender que por 28 años yo he dado servicio como policía a esta comunidad. Yo tengo la experiencia para seguir dando ese servicio de policía a esta comunidad. Y le pido el apoyo a estas personas que quizá ahora no conocen quiénes son, me van a conocer. Pero al final del día mi prioridad siempre será los derechos y la seguridad de esta comunidad como oficial constitucional del condado de Miami-Dade.
This is the first time that we've had an elected sheriff in more than 60 years in Miami-Dade County, and a lot of people that we've talked to, they're uneasy that it's now a partisan thing. What's your message to the Democrats in this community?
So what I want to, and you're right, I really do wish somewhere in my gut that this was not a partisan race. Unfortunately, it is. I will say this. For 28 years, I've provided service to this county, and it did not matter what my party was. If there's any good example of future behavior, it is past behavior. I will serve this community and ensure safety and security for all, regardless of party, because that is what a sheriff does. We protect the rights of our citizens, we protect our community, and we ensure safety. That is what a sheriff does. And I will do that for everything.
Are you looking forward to, excuse me, Ms. Cordero, are you looking forward to debating Mr. James Reyes?
I'm happy to debate James whenever people like to say that.
And what about you, are you looking forward to working with Kathy Rundle?
Absolutely. Kathy Rundle is our state attorney, and so there are things that we need to sit down and have a conversation about so that we are on the same page for the future. Ultimately, this takes a team to get things done and get them done right. But let's be clear. I know what the rights are for the citizens of Dade County, and I will defend those rights.
Miami-Dade County va a estar seguro bajo tus reglas. ¿Qué quieres decir con eso? ¿Tienes un plan en mente?
Oh, sí, tengo muchos planes.
Dame tu tarjeta.
So, primeramente, vamos a comenzar por elevar el nivel de oficiales en patrulla en las calles. Necesitamos más presencia en la calle. Segundo, tenemos que aumentar la unidad de corrupción, anticorrupción en el condado, trabajando para entrenar detectives mejor para poder aplicar estas investigaciones y también trabajar con la fiscalía con aplicación de esos abogados que entienden más para, otra vez, unidos, hacer investigaciones mejor. Y al final es lo que es responder a las llamadas de mental crisis, ¿verdad? Porque en realidad nosotros ahora mismo tenemos en un ejemplo en 2 distritos que me gustaría ver en todo el condado. Tenemos oficiales con muchísimo entrenamiento que responden a esas llamadas con counselors, health counselors, juntos. Atendemos la crisis, pero entonces podemos darles a ese individuo y a las familias recursos para que la policía no tenga que estar regresando. Y es un ejemplo que yo creo que es muy bueno. Podemos hacer el ejemplo para el Estado y hasta la nación. Me gustaría ver este ejemplo en todos los Estados Unidos y en todo este condado.
Rosie, you're part of the team that's in charge of transitioning the police department to the sheriff's office. If you get the chance to be the sheriff, if you're elected in November, what do you believe will be the biggest challenge in that transition?
I think initially in those first few months, it is going to be the negotiation in the separation with the county. Unfortunately, as we have seen, there's still some issues that we are not going to be in agreement. And so I think that's one. So understanding where we've come from and where we need to go to from day one is going to be critical. And obviously being able to stand up for what is important and right for the office of the sheriff will also be key and critical. And that comes from someone who's independent from the mayor's office.
Do you believe that Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Calves politicized the Miami-Dade Police Department?
I think ultimately, at the end of the day, it was within her power and within her purview, and she used it as she saw fit. And it no longer is under the office of the sheriff.